Namaste. A very happy new year to all of you. After a gap, we are back with another edition of Subhu's Launch Talk. In a new year, what do we normally do? We form resolutions. What will I do this year? So, in this launch talk, I am going to give you a clue of how not just to make a resolution, but how one can make it a success, if not reasonably successful. Because the joke is, at the beginning of the year, a fitness freak makes a resolution that all this year he will do exercise. And the first few days, he goes for a walk every day. And after some time, the walk becomes only talk. He stops walking. So, why does this happen? And what is the remedy, or what is the hack which we can use to not only make a resolution but make it a reasonably successful resolution? Why do I say reasonably? Because there's nothing called 100% perfection. It's very 100% perfection will put tremendous amount of pressure on oneself. So let's not talk about 100% perfection. The world is not perfect, it is imperfectly perfect. Hence, I said at least achieve reasonable success, 70%, 80%. And if you achieve 100%, give a pat on your back. You have overachieved because you have reached 100%. So, what is it that I'm going to talk about in this particular episode? First and foremost, let me thank all my loyal subscribers and regular viewers for giving me support last year and making me feel that what I am doing may benefit someone, somewhere, in some way. And that is the intention of Subhu's Launch Talk. If it helps someone, somewhere, in some way, the deal is done. Having said that, let's come to the topic. How do I make my resolutions successful? To make any resolution successful, I will give you three words. These words are not just empty words, but potent words. Potent means full of potential to transform. What is the potential? To transform, to look at things in a different way that will help you to transform and perform. Because in what we do in our journey of life is we are trying to perform and transform. isn't it? So I'm going to give you 3 words. Pin up these words in front of you, wherever, or keep us, write it in a small sheet of paper and put it in your purse, or you pin up if you have a study place at your home, pin it up, or in your office, pin it up. When you daily reflect on these words, you will see a transformation in your outlook. As they say, नजर बदलो, नजरिया बदलेगी. If you change your vision, your outlook will change. If you think life is very difficult, nothing is happening, I am in a soup, life will be like you are in a soup. But if you feel, no, life is a challenge, life is a game, I need to face it, life will provide you that challenge, will provide you that game, and you will enjoy facing your challenges. It is just like the example of a frog in a well. There are a number of frogs in the well, and you know the character of a frog. Each frog will try to pull the other frog down. So any frog which is trying to escape from the well, the other frogs will try to drag it down. But one frog who watched Subhu's launch talk regularly came out of the well. Now you'll ask me how. That frog didn't listen to the other frogs, or it didn't allow them to drag him down. It believed it himself. It believed in what it is doing. That is, it wants to climb out of the well. And finally, the frog climbed out of the well. There was a press conference, and the frog was asked, "How did you do it?" When all the frogs were in consensus that we cannot come out of the well, and each one was trying to drag the other one down. In such an environment, how did you manage to come out of the well? How did you find that transformation? How did you find that courage to come out of the well? And the frog said, I listened to Subhu's launch talk regularly, and I was deaf and to what the other frogs were telling. Yes? So whatever the other frogs were telling, he didn't mind it, because watching Subhu's launch talk, he had made up his mind that he will perform and transform. And today I am going to give the secret of what was told to that frog. And the frog did it. So the first word is patience. Now, why do we talk about patience? Because in any project or in anything what we want, the general feeling is I want it immediately. I want to get the job immediately. I want to score high marks immediately. I want to win the race immediately. Now. It's now. I want to win now. And the second aspect is, how will I win? How will I win? What is the method? What is it that I have to follow? What is it that I have to keep my eye on? And the third is, when will I win? Let me know. If not now, when? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. I need to know. So the cause of impatience is, I want to get the job done now, or when will I get the job done? To time. Now let us try to find out whether it is possible to predict when you will win, or on what count you will win. That is, whether you will win in marriage, whether you will win in a job, whether you will win a contest. How will you know? And this is proved scientifically. Scientifically, you may feel what I am talking about. Scientifically, yes, it is proven scientifically that you can't predict two things at the same time. One is the event that you will get married, and you will get married on June, the 5th of June, with this particular person on this particular date. That is called time. So you can't predict event and time together. Now, what do I mean by this? This was for this an experiment was done by Heisenberg. It's called a Heisenberg principle. Heisenberg wanted to predict the movement of atoms. So he had put a microscope under everything, and he said, let me predict this atom will move from this side to the right side. And what happened? The atom moved on the left side. So he said he could only predict the atom will move. The atom will not be stationary. He said the atom will move, but he couldn't predict whether it will move to the right direction or the left direction. And secondly, he said, let me predict that this atom will move from this side to this side in so many seconds. And the atom moved within microseconds. So Heisenberg concluded that for any aspect, one can tell that the event may occur. One can tell the atom will move, but one can't tell exactly where it will move and when it will move. So one can predict the event, but one can't predict the time as well as the exact date. On the other hand, one can predict time, that you will become big on such after so many years. You will become a CEO in 40 years. But one can't predict in which company or in what way you will become CEO. That is, you can't predict the event. So I can either say that you will be successful in life. That is an event. But I can't say how you will be successful. I can say Yashasvi Jaiswal will be successful as much as Sachin Tendulkar. But I can't say Yashasvi Jaiswal will score more centuries than Sachin Tendulkar. Or I can't say he will become like Sachin Tendulkar in the next 10-15 years. Which means event I can predict. He will touch Sachin Tendulkar, but I can't say when. Similarly, I can say one day you will be successful, but I wouldn't know in what way you will be successful. So to overcome this aspect, which even scientists cannot predict, we develop a quality called patience. When you develop patience, the event will occur. Allow it to happen in its own time. Don't become impatient. That's what they say. So the first word you keep in mind for your resolution or for your success is develop patience. Keep doing what you're doing. Let time decide success for you. Now you'll ask me, if I leave it to time, then what will I do? So the second word is don't lose hope. Hope is the second word. दुनिया उम्मीद में कायम है. I will tell you one true story. One of my engineering colleagues, he was the last in the batch in ranking, last among across all disciplines. We had all engineering, chemical mining, mechanical, metallurgy, ceramic, everything was there, and he was the last. And even in his last exam, he had to take exam of a certain subject again because he had failed, and he took it again. So for any normal person, he would have lost hope. He was like a hopeless guy. He couldn't manage a campus interview job. He was without a job for 2 years. His dad used to scream at him, but this boy didn't lose hope. He was from Madras. He came to Bombay, and during that time, the IT field had just come in. He learned programming, became a programmer. He was a mechanical engineer, but became a programmer. He joined a small company in Sheeps, and later he got an opportunity in Cognizant, another big MNC firm. And today, believe it or not, he is the richest in the batch. And he plays golf in the British club of Kodaikanal. And last year, he had been to Scotland to play golf. So not only studies, he became a golfer, he became a marathon runner, he became a gymnast, he became a guitarist. जिंदगी में सब कुछ कर लिया. And one of the reasons I'm talking about him is he is an epitome of hope. He kept his hope alive. कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ होएगा. There is something for me in this world, and it will happen, and I'll always be hopeful. So don't lose hope. So the second word, first word is patience, and I talked about the second word, hope. Losing hope, then you will have nothing to look forward to. But if you hope, it is like there is no way around, there is no path. But the moment you walk or you step your foot, the path appears. Which means you didn't have a highway, you didn't have a clear cut path to walk. There is nothing visible. But what you did, you just walked somewhere and the path appeared, and you tread along a glorious path. This aspect comes with that word called hope. Hope को रखना है. And the third word is faith. Need to keep faith in yourself. Have you seen some long queues in temples? Siddhi Vinayak. People wait for 3 4 hours. Tirupati, Sabarimala. People will wait for 5 6 hours. How are you able to do it? It is because of the faith that what I am doing is for my own good. So whatever you do, whatever adventure you do, or whatever job you do, don't lose faith. There was one foreigner who came to India, and he said, now I realize why there are more Indian CEOs all over the world, and why are Indians brilliant as compared to other nations. A very surprising observation of this foreigner. But he said, as I went across railway stations, as I went across temples, as I went across everywhere, I found people stood in the line or had the patience to stand in the line for long hours. Hence, he said, Indians have more faith in themselves, and the combination that they are doing something good, they will reach somewhere. They held that faith, they hold that faith, and the combination with patience and hope, Indians rule the world. Try to understand this. Try to understand this. It's not about doing fact check कि ये क्या बोल दिया ये. It's about the frog which came out of the well, listening and absorbing how to transform oneself. These examples are given for you to reflect and see something good in you, and not for fact checking. Yes, sir, which is that person? Please tell me. I want to see. कि आपने सही बोला कि नहीं. I want to see him playing golf in Kodaikanal. Then only I will agree what you say is right. I want to see this playing in Scotland. That frog, I want to see that frog. Did that frog was really deaf and dumb? Did it really see Subhu's Launchstock? Oh, come on, yaar. समझो राजा राजा समझो. Yes, yes. Try to get the essence of what will be useful to me and have faith in that. So, as I come to the end of this talk, pin up 3 words: patience, hope, and faith. For Indians, it is natural. So, develop on this. Any resolution you take, see that your impatience gets transformed into patience, your hopelessness gets transformed into hope, and your understanding becomes faith. Instead of discouraging yourself, have faith. So, moral of the story of this episode for 2025 is, I take a resolution, whatever may be your resolution, but I'll combine it with faith, patience, and hope. Now you'll ask me, sir, what is your resolution? पकड़ लिए ना कि खाली बात करते हैं, खुद खुद क्या करते हैं. आजकल ये नया ट्रेंड है. सर पहले आप बताओ फिर खुद क्या किया. Always understand that for Shivaji Maharaj, the man who made Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was Ramdas, who was not skilled in talwar and all. He couldn't do what Shivaji can do, but he could guide Shivaji in the right thoughts, to think in the right way or think in a bold way. Because what you think, what maketh the man? Your thoughts make you. So, in this year, I am giving you the thought that keep in mind patience, hope, and faith. And my resolution for this year is I must do another 50 videos in Subhu's Launch Talk. And by the next January, I come on air and say that today I am doing my 100th video in Subhu's Launch Talk. And I thank all my regular viewers for their immense support to view my channel and find something somewhere useful in some way. Now, why do I say that is in one of the recently I attended one marriage, and there was this young girl who came to me and said, "Sir, I watch your Subhu's Launch Talk." I was I was surprised. I said, Do you really? How did you find? No, sir, I regularly watch it. So I said, what did you learn from it? Sir, not much learning, but I watch all your videos. I said, happy. I'm happy. This at, at least, at least that young girl has started her first step in the journey of thousand steps by first watching. You need not understand. First watch. Keep watching. One day the understanding will come. You don't have to do anything now. As I said, don't have to become star today itself. क्या जरूरत है? जिंदगी काटना है. Develop patience, and somewhere these thoughts will be in your subconscious mind, which will come of use to you at the right time, in the right way, at the right moment. Believe in that. Have hope. Keep faith. Have patience. With that, I come to this end of this video, and I wish all of you a very happy 2025 and a very successful and peaceful 2025. Thank you. Till we meet again, goodbye and take care.